Okay, so it's almost the end of the year. Can you believe that 2019 is coming to a rapid close? And this is about the time where a lot of us are really thinking about goals or goal setting. And by now, you're probably evaluating your progress or the lack thereof for 2018. So as I reflect on my own year, it's been a very interesting year for me, to say the least. But I'll tell you, what I have found from my own motivation is when I create goals that are anchored with the value and then the process, I am far more able to manage that goal. So much so that it really enables me not just to direct my energy and direct my focus, which is a really big deal. And not only am I able to track my performance, my growth, and my progress toward the goal, but I'm able to manage my motivation. So for instance, one of the things I have found, the reason people don't like goals is because we typically wait and it's an all or nothing exercise, right? So you either achieve the goal and you celebrate, or you don't achieve the goal and you feel really, really bad about what you didn't accomplish. So I have found that with the two process pieces, the value and then the pathway component, that it allows me to really stay motivated toward the goal because I get to celebrate other things besides the outcome. So for instance, I get to celebrate my commitment. I get to celebrate the progress toward the destination. I get to celebrate the continuance. I get to celebrate learning because so much or so often there is a learning opportunity while I'm achieving or attempting to achieve a goal. There's a thing I learn about myself. There's a thing I may learn about something else I want to do. So in that instance, I have learned to celebrate not just the all or nothing kind of aspect of a goal, but I've learned to celebrate myself along the way, to celebrate all of the pieces, the learning. I've even learned to celebrate some of the things I've learned by not hitting the goal, the patterns I've learned about myself, or some truths I had to admit. I think all of it is celebratory. And I think that unfortunately for most of us, we only want to celebrate the things about us that we think are polished or perfected. But I am learning to embrace all of me, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. So having said that, I think that the process part of the goals really allow me to manage my emotion a lot better and to celebrate all the would-be successes along the way, and that includes the learnings, right? So I wanted to see if I could help you kind of get a jump start on 2019. And I'll tell you, there are two things I believe are a real critical element of goal success, because people, for whatever reason, when you set a goal, it's hard sometimes to reach it. But I find that there are two things that anchor a goal in place and give you far more opportunity to succeed. The first one you have to answer is not just what you hope to achieve, but why. So if you can think about what's underneath your goal, what's the value in play for you? So for instance, maybe it's not really about writing a book. Maybe it's about delivering a core message to your central target audience. So when you think about the value behind what you want to do, you're more likely to achieve it, right? So it has a lot to do with the motivation for which you approach a thing. So I have found that for me, it's not about what I want to do. It's about why I want to do it. What do I hope to achieve in fulfilling the goal? Secondly, what I find is people always stop with what they want to do rather than how they want to go about doing it. So imagine it this way. If I told you that you were invited to my house, well, I've chosen the destination, but I haven't told you how to get here. So I think that a tangible part of goal or goal development has to be the process part, the part that employs the pathway to the what. So that means, how would you get to my house? What highways would you take? What byways would you take? Would you pass all of the highways and take all the side roads? So what I'm saying is, just like with a recipe, like a cake is the outcome, but the recipe is the process for getting there. So I have found that if you and I take the time to employ a process for getting there, we're much more likely to be able to manage the process. I mean, isn't it easy to follow the steps to a recipe in hopes to getting to the outcome? So I want you to begin thinking of anchoring your goals, which is the what, to the why and the how. And then it's so much easier for you and I to focus and direct our energy in that area. It's also easier to evaluate your progress toward the outcome. Because if you knew the pathway to my house, you would know how far away you are from the target. So it's easy to evaluate. Goal setting can be a really stressful time. So it's my hope that something I said today We'll ease the process, the progress of you setting goals for 2019, and more importantly, for you celebrating your successes in the year to come. So here's some helpful tips to helping you get a jump on 2019.